All right, welcome back, kings and queens, y'all. Today we're talking to Real Housewives of Potomac, Wendy, Dr. Wendy and Eddie Osefo. Did I say it right? Osefos? Listen, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I'm not sure what to say, but Wendy just came off of a high from BravoCon this week, right? She showed up to Las Vegas. She peeked her face out, said hello, said that she's standing tall, her chin is up. That's what she teaches her kids. And that just may have been the wrong move when you're under investigation for insurance fraud, which is a federal crime, Wendy. I'm rethinking this entire thing. You may have pissed some people off because according to The Sun, a major news outlet, it says damning evidence, emails, bank records, Instagram accounts seized by law enforcement in this fraud case. I think they're going to throw the book at you. Listen, I think they're going to throw the book at you. If you understand the length that these people have gone to in order to get this, you have to subpoena this type of evidence from social media platforms. You can't just go knocking down the door because you're the big bad wolf, right? You have to go to court. The judge has to sign it. You have to turn it over to Mark Zuckerberg because he owns Instagram. And listen, Instagram accounts, oh my God, this is serious. This is really serious. We're going to talk about it. Could this mean deportation for Dr. Wendy and her husband? All right. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
You probably should have laid low, Wendy. You probably should have laid low. And as well spoken and poised as Dr. Wendy is, sometimes your intellect and your wit cannot win every battle. And I think the fact that you had the audacity, I'm just speaking as if I'm law enforcement, that you had the audacity to poke your head out probably shook the tree, rattled a few folks. And as a result, it may not be the best outcome for you. Sometimes you got to take your L, humble thyself, and just lay low. Just lay low. It's not about anybody wanting to see you lose or not wanting to see you win. You committed a major crime. They're watching you. All eyes are on you. They're tracking you. They probably have access to your finances right now. They're watching you swipe cards, order room service, go to these expensive boutiques to purchase lavish gifts. And if you have not submitted any restitution to the insurance company, it's just not a good thing, right? And they're probably going to prosecute you to the full extent of the law. But according to the article, Real Housewives of Potomac stars Wendy and Eddie Osefo's emails, bank records, and Instagram accounts were seized by law enforcement in their fraud case. This is federal. Listen, this is how the feds move, baby. When they start seizing stuff, it's nothing you can do about it. It's like being like an exposed wire. You're completely vulnerable to the next move they're going to make. Court filings from the state's attorney's office reveal both Eddie and Wendy's various records were seized by law enforcement who were investigating the couple's alleged insurance fraud after they faked a break-in at their home. So it sounds like while Wendy was out playing and frolicking this weekend with Bravo and her cast members, the feds were working diligently while she was away. Okay. When the cat is away, the mouse will play. Wendy and Eddie were arrested on October 9th and were subsequently hit with a slew of charges, just to remind you, including conspiracy, false, misleading information, and insurance fraud. I guess if I could speak to Bravo cast members, and I would say, is the pressure that heavy for you to show up and look and feel like you have money when you're just a regular woman who's been recruited into the franchise? Is it enticing to commit a crime What goes on in your head when you're just a regular woman, but you're living well, maybe middle class, right? And then you step into this new territory of women who probably have money, not all, but most of them. Do you feel the need to keep up with the Joneses? Because I believe this may have been the case. And here's the thing. Well, actually, I can't say that because if you do your research, according to the court documents that were submitted into evidence by the investigators, Wendy may have been committing fraud. Ooh, I do believe they said as early as 2016, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I need to go back. But it was well before she got on the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I can't even blame Bravo, to be honest with you. Let me come back to that. The state's index of information produced in discovery revealed that investigators gained access to Wendy's and Eddie's Gmail accounts, as well as a third Gmail account that did not include either of their names. So they were operating under a fake account. Those emails were accessed via a search and a seizure warrant served to Google. That's what I'm saying. There's steps to this. There's a process to getting this information. And once law enforcement has a warrant that has been signed by the judge, these platforms have to comply. Okay. That's why these YouTubers that are out here doing the most and hiding their hands and engaging in this crazy, bizarre behavior. Listen, you can't hide mutual combat. It doesn't matter if the other person is getting the best of you or if you getting the best of them. If you engaged in any way, if you plotted behind the scenes in any way, once it goes to court and these records are subpoenaed from these platforms, including Gmails and Google and phone companies, it's going to all be laid out there for the court to decide whether it's a trial by jury or a trial by judge. Now, according to The Sun, additionally, Wendy's Instagram accounts, which were a target of the investigation, all after she posed, Wendy, oh my God, after she posed with the ring she claimed was stolen, were also the subject of a search and seizure warrant, which was served to Meta platforms, not Meta platform, singular, but plural. So if you do your research, right? Give me 1 second. Y'all, this isn't good. If you do your research, they said Meta platforms. Meta owns Meta owns major social media platforms. I'm gonna run it down for you. They own Facebook, they own Instagram, they own Messenger, and they own WhatsApp. They also own newer platforms. They own Threads. That's a new one. That's like a subsidiary of Instagram. It also owns hardwire and virtual augmented reality products through Reality Labs. Y'all, it's just headsets like MetaQuest VR headset. It's a mess, Wendy. You can run, but you can't hide. I hate this for you, but you created your own crazy, and I just don't know why. Was not being a nutty professor good enough? Was not being a regular housewife good enough? Whose idea was this? Hmm? Whose idea was it? And if you could do anything differently and do it over, would would you? I don't know, Wendy. I'm not going to even ask you. You know, Wendy has had, in my opinion, one of the best seasons ever. I feel like she was just waking up, coming alive. Wendy's for me. It's been hard for me to get on board with Wendy and her personality because I feel like Wendy is a bit snooty, right? And a bit smug as it relates to her education. And it could rub people the wrong way. And for me, I hadn't quite thawed out or warmed up to Wendy yet. But this season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, I have to say, I believe has been one of her best seasons. I've seen her in a different light. I feel like she's coming out of her shell. She's less guarded. She's more approachable. She had a lightness to her this season that I could digest. All for all of this to be brought to the forefront. And it's not good. They're saying through Meta, investigators were able to access Wendy's Instagram with the handle, the Dr. Wendy Show, as well as her main account with the handle, oh, Wendy Osefo. Listen, didn't I tell y'all? I learned a lot from the forensic data analyst who testified as an expert, I'll say it again, in the P. Diddy trial. And when I learned that Big Brother is everywhere, I clutched my pearls a million times. Not because I was listening to P. Diddy's mess, but I thought, oh my God, they have access to all of our business, all of our accounts. It's just with the click of a finger. It's the click of a finger. They're in right there watching you. Could easily clip something, take what they need. It's a mess. And Wendy, I don't think you ever saw it coming. And here's my thing, you all. When is enough enough? You know? Not that I advocate for taking anything from anybody or encourage insurance fraud, but if you had a good run the first, the second, the third time, the first year, the second year, why would you continue and think that you would not get caught? That's all I'm asking. A search and seizure warrant was also served on Wendy's Apple ID. Another was served to a company called TextNow Inc., as well as home security companies, Ring Protect Inc., and ADT Security Services. Wendy, it's a wrap. Listen to me very closely, y'all. You have to look beyond what's being placed in front of you. If you just hear me read that, you're going to think, oh, they're looking at video surveillance. No, listen again. TextNow Inc., Ring Protect Inc., and ADT security companies. Do not think that in surveilling with these software companies that we use to protect us, that they're also not spying on you. So yes, there is video surveillance, but there's also audio. The audio can pick up your conversations in your home. Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. So they're going to get you by way of phone conversations, email, social media accounts, text messages, audio messages, and then they're going to go in and extract everything that they can from an audio perspective through your Ring camera and through your ADT security service, okay? In addition to the search and seizure warrants, the Discovery Index also included bank records from Ally Bank, American Express, and Capital One. Several luxury retailers were listed as contributing to the discovery, including Van Cleef, Louis Vuitton, Saks, and Ascot Diamonds. When is enough enough?